Hello, God bless. This is Daniel Maximoff, and today's vlog could possibly be the angriest vlog I have ever made in this channel, and that's saying a lot after 8 attempts to, make my voice heard, about this topic that is just sick and twisted, and I have no words to describe it because, I thought we were over false allegations. I thought we were over identity politics in reference to feminism, which is actually a con artist scam. I thought we were over all of that, but apparently we're not, from what I'm seeing with Zoe Quinn, who is nothing less than a public lice. I'm sorry, but I have to address things for what they are, and from what is resurfacing, it's hard to believe that this actually happened, and how it could have been avoided. If this goes back to sexual assault and rape. When things like that happen, you go to the police where the evidence is fresh, and you make the accuser should face trial, because at the end of the day, rape is never, or any kind of abuse is never okay. It's never okay. What you don't have the right to do is to make this a public affair, like make a tweet, make a Facebook post, make an Instagram post, or a vlog about it, and not expect a mob to happen. Because at the end of the day, we're living in a day and age where you make something public, people absorb that, and are quick to make their voice heard than they are to rethink about their positions. That's the day and age we're living in, the day and age of the Salem witch trials. Only now it has morphed into, you're a racist, you're a sexist, you are this, you are that, you're a bigot, without any credible evidence to back it up. So this is where this Quinn girl steps in. For those of you who don't know who that is, she's a game developer and a DC comic book writer, from what I read, and a public figure from what I'm seeing, because she has a Google page of her own, and she's in cahoots with Anita Sarkeesian, another public lice, who everyone knows, and not in a good way. And recently she posted allegations on her ex-partner, Alec Holowka. I don't know sorry if I'm mispronouncing your last name. She released about him being a rapist, being an emotional and mental abuser, and of course, as you guys are aware of the consequences of making something like this public on social media, a mob ensued. Pitchforks, rope, torches, you name it. The guy got fired from his job, his reputation tarnished for life, and as a result, he committed suicide. After a few days, allegations, and credible evidence, testimonies were resurfacing on how Zoe, she's not, I feel like this is like Harley Quinn, only she's the abuser. It turns out that this woman was a promiscuous drunk who is everything she claims she fights against, who is a manipulated sociopath, and her testimony was not only credible at all, but it turns out that her ex-partner revealed that she's nothing more than a narcissistic bitch, pretty much a queen bitch, to be very, very blunt, and that she not only slept to the top with video game journalists, but also that she's never held accountable for the crap she creates, or the insanity that she spews about the game industry being sexist, and which is not true, because anyone who knows about video games No, it's dominated by male because guys are a lot more interested in video game than women are. In fact, when I only see girls in video games when they're coming with their boyfriends, and there's some who are, but they're in the minority because again, it's something that guys are more interested in women, which is perfectly okay. I don't see it as an anti-female in any shape or form, but there's some people who want to make it that way. The same people who promote segregation, the same people who are themselves the biggest sexists in the planet, and not only do they want opportunity of outcome, they seek to destroy the traditional relationships between man and woman, which is what feminism is: an attack on Western men, an attack on traditional relationships, an attack on unity, an attack on everything that makes the biological framework happen. That's third wave feminism in a nutshell. So that's where Zoe Quinn steps in with her stupid allegations, which are incredible at all, and actually backfire on her because she's lying her ass now to protect herself. And as a result, since she's a woman, and since Me Too exists, and we should believe all women, no matter how stupid their accusations are, she keeps her job and keeps getting good jobs, actually. She's working for DC as a writer, being a game developer, and one of the key responsible for the Gamergate controversy, where she lies her ass like all the third wave feminists typically do, saying that video games are sexist where they clearly are not, and it's been facts that have been proven that it's not. I don't get what is it about this industry, bending backwards for these women. I made a video about Mortal Kombat, how they turn all their women androgynous and unattractive, and made the guys looked way better than the woman because there's just double standards there. So I made a video on that, but apparently it spreads out more than from just Mortal Kombat. It turns out that they bend backwards to these women who are not only not interested in the source material, they're more interested in spreading their own twisted ideology, soapbox ideology that is completely false. So when they receive backlash, which is should be earned, because when you lie and you destroy, you do deserve backlash, and what you're receiving, you earned it. So in other words, to avoid backlash, they make this sexism. They make it all about a woman's problem and sexism, when it's clearly not. And this woman destroyed and is responsible for the guy. She should be trial for manslaughter, to be really honest, because it is just that it's because of her that this guy committed suicide. When it was later revealed, which I'm gonna send links down below so you guys can read for yourself, that none of her testaments are valid because it doesn't occur with what she's saying. The time that where it happened didn't occur with what she's saying. In her past, it's revealed that she was a promiscuous, self-centered drunk who has little to no empathy. All she really cares about is getting what she wants and stepping on the people, on the innocent people to get there. And and this is where the feminism kicks in with Anita Sarkeesian and their feminist frequency, which is cancer, really. Anything that's synonymous with Anita Sarkeesian, which is evidently reflects here, is cancer. And of course, it surprises me very little that she's not going to get any backlash, and she's getting it, but not from the people that she should be getting it from, because she should be fired and publicly shamed and stand trial for being nothing more than a lying sociopath. But it tells me that it shows the double standards, and it shows how people are not like I'm seeing cases like this frequently more now than ever, and where they're willing to give the woman the benefit of the doubt, even though the testimonial is not credible. I mean, look with Asia Argento. Uh, Look with all the testimonials of Harvey Weinstein, that some don't even make any sense in the slightest, because they slept to the top. They took the $100,000, stay silent, spend it, and then started talking, which makes the person not a victim. Same with this girl. This girl made a super false allegation, caused the guy to commit suicide, rather than actually going to the police and handling on private, and then handling the situation in private, if it happened at all. But this is where the times we're living in, the Salem witch trials, where there's no credible source, so people just go by superstition rather than theological, sense, and it's just sick. It's sick. So, in my opinion, Zoe Quinn deserves what she's getting, and I hope that what comes around goes around, and I truly hope that she faces trial one day for what she did, and that she has one day remorse in that black heart of hers, in that black soul of hers, because a person like this has to be completely detached from their emotions, completely detached, and I don't understand how it gets to the point. I really, really don't. Where it all falls apart, just play the victim game. It's all that I gain. It's all that comes out of the Me Too movement. And of course, there's girls and there's who are taking mental notes about what's going on, and they're acting on it, because that's what the Me Too movement is. It's just reeks of destroying men, and it's like a shield for women in order not to get any accountability for what they did. And it's just sick. Is what came out of this story. Like, the lady's even is completely unapologetic about it. And you can tell that she has no remorse for what she did, for the guy she destroyed. But then again, anything that she came from the same school as Anita Sarkeesian, who is a con artist, and anybody who is familiar with her works know what I'm talking about. So this is from the same con artist school. Birds of feather flock together. So this shouldn't, it surprises me very little, but it really did shock me that this is the result. That and the guy had problems that you shouldn't, when a person has problems, you don't make it public on social media. And this lady blasted it all on for all to see. And I'm just like, I don't know how you live. I don't know how you sleep at night. Like, I wouldn't sleep at all if I knew I caused something like that. But it did. And I understand the controversial attacks she got from the Gamergate, because when you try to, it goes back to feminism being a false movement that accomplished what it accomplished, and then it was time to hang it up. But when you try to make your idea, to be really honest, feminism is a scam. And as anybody who knows the third wave feminist movement knows, that is the ways of implementing those ideas, and their ideas suck. So the backlash she received, I'm not for doxing, I'm not for harassing, but from what I'm seeing, I'm okay with it. And I'm not for canceling other people, but this lady deserves to be publicly shamed and be fired from her job. I don't know how to put it nicely, but I'm very disappointed, And and this is where, I mean, I'm not seeing any justice for the guy. I'm not seeing any justice for the guy, and unfortunately talking does nothing. So you know I'm just, I'm expressing my opinion because, you know in when rape and sexual and misconduct and, you name it, physical and mental abuse go on, you go to the police. You're supposed to make your, get, you know you need to do it. You need to go to the police. You make your opinions, I won't say your accusation heard. You do not have the right to just put it on blast on social media without any real evidence or credibility, other than the people who are believing it. They're like, because let's be realistic, anyone who hears about rape, instantly all common sense gets thrown out the window, and you just go for the, your heartstrings are pulled, and you just want to see the person get persecuted without any evidence or anything else. You just want the person to be punished for what they did, without actually sitting down and listening to both sides of the story to see if it all adds up. I'm not seeing that here anymore. Like, I don't know. It's ludicrous. It's ludicrous. It's not like, now when the guy's dead is where all of this is being revealed, which is too late. And it's very sad. So my condolences to the family and friends of his who have to live with this pain, So this is my take on this ordeal, and God bless, and I'll see you guys very soon.